are now
I
tuned
like that.
in to Tokyo Lei TV.
I like that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she bite that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she like a bite that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she bite that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she bite that. Ooh, she like that. Ooh, she bite that.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? You are now tuned in to Tokyo Lei TV. Today's topic is going to be COVID-19, also known as Miss Rona, best known as the Rona, also aka coronavirus. So, as you know, everybody is on lockdown. Everybody is quarantined. I'm sick of it. I am really sick of it, okay? But I've been finding ways to deal with the isolation. I'm also looking at this time to reflect on self. Just figure out a plan for after this, whenever that is. Whenever the end to this is, but I'm just trying to find ways to keep my mind busy, stay focused, stay positive, and build a plan, build a plan for, I want to use this to my advantage, even though it's, sad and very tragic. I also want to take this time to just reflect on my life, reflect on self, and just, make the best of it. I've been meditating, I've been praying, I've been cooking my fucking ass off. I've been exercising, talking to my family more, communicating with my friends, trying to make sure, everyone's okay. But as the days go on, don't get me wrong, it is driving me nuts, okay? Anyone who knows me knows I am definitely not the one to just sit around the house and do nothing. I love to be active, I love to be out, I love to be doing something. Whether it's shopping, whether it's going out to eat with friends, whether it's roller skating, hiking, anything active, I love to do. Going to the beach, all that, I love it. And this sitting in the house has definitely shown me that I have a lot more discipline than I actually thought I had, which is good, which is very good, but yeah, it's definitely started to get to me. I've started taking night walks, only because it's less people, no one's really out, less traffic. But I do, take a walk around the block. But my anxiety does be on 22 when I'm out in public. The few times I have went out to go to get my essentials, I freaked out. There was definitely a moment I walked to CVS, which is, only a block away, right there at the corner. When I went in, there wasn't a lot of traffic. It was, a few people there. I hurried up and got my things, and on the way back, I literally had to stop, gripping my bags. I didn't want to put them down on the ground, but I literally had an anxiety attack. Rapid breathing. I had to stop, gather myself, collect my thoughts, and continue walking. It was just did I touch anything? Did anyone touch me? Did, walking on the sidewalk, a whole bunch of traffic, all around me. And it was just nerve-wracking. It's scary. This thing is really, really scary, watching the news, seeing how many people are just succumbing to this virus. It's, like I said earlier, it's really tragic and it's sad. I have friends who work in the medical field, and they tell me how how unprepared they are for one, but how many people are just coming in and dying alone. I think that really is what pains me the most, is the fact that so many people are dying, but not only are they dying, but they're dying alone. They can't have family, they can't have their loved ones there. And in any type of sickness, any moment in the hospital, tonsils getting removed, broken anything, you want your loved ones there. You want that sense of having them there, and you can't at this time. Like, it doesn't allow you to, really be there with your loved ones, and that hurts. That hurts, and that's sad. You know what I mean? And and the government is talking about within these next 2 weeks, it's gonna be, the numbers are really gonna be up. So they're really, putting pressure on people to really stay in the house and social distance themselves. Social distance is really, really, really big, and people need to understand that they need to stay home. Like, this is no joke. It's only gonna get worse before it gets better. And, this means stay away from your family, your friends, anyone that you love and care about. Stay away from them, because that's gonna help you, and it's gonna help them with this, containing this virus. Drink tea. That's another thing that I've come accustomed to. My everyday routine is drinking hot tea. I think I'm gonna turn into a fucking tea bag, or I may have turned into a tea bag at this point here. But hey, I've been doing, anything to stay above this thing. Even with my social distancing, constantly drink tea throughout the day. They said that's really big. Drink anything hot. I have my lemon in there. I also have my orange pills. I eat a lot of fruit. Just trying to, anything healthy, anything hot. I take my steam showers, all that. Also, just today alone, New York has, had their biggest numbers in deaths to date today. And like I said, they're projecting in the next 2 weeks that this thing is just gonna get worse. And right now they're at a total of 7,000 plus deaths. And I have so much family and friends in New York, in the tri-state area alone. And it breaks my heart, because you don't know when this virus has no specific age, gender, ethnicity on it. Like, it is spreading like a wildfire, and you just don't know, who's gonna catch it. And it's I don't know. It's just you just don't want it to happen to you, or anyone in your circle, and meaning family, friends, loved ones, lovers. You just don't want it to happen to you. And this thing is just taking people out more and more by day, and it's only going to get worse, especially if people don't, stay in the house, stay home, social distance, wash your hands, just get in that habit. I don't go anywhere. I have social distance from friends. I've literally get anxiety talking to my friends on the phone and seeing them out and about, out in public. Like, I don't even want to talk to you. Call me back when you're home in the house and you sanitize your hands 3 times. It's because I don't want it to hit home. And I've had friends who have had scares with it, who thought they had it. You know what I mean? And the whole process that they went through was just maddening. He had to. They wouldn't take him at the hospital. And then when he did get his test, he had to wait. Several days before he can get the results. It's this is this is something that you never would think that you would experience. Something a pandemic, something that's affecting the whole entire world. This is something that you see in the movies. This is definitely not something that you would think that you would actually experience and live through. But I feel like you will live through it through prayer. I think this moment in time, I feel like the best thing people could do is really pray. And it doesn't matter what God you believe in, what religion you are, what color you are, whatever God you believe in, I feel like you need to pray. And that's the only thing that's going to get us through at this time. I really believe that, truly and honestly, and especially, it hit very close to home for me. I've had, a few friends who thought they had it, but my grandmother tested positive for having COVID-19, coronavirus. And this is my dad's mom. She raised me, and anyone who's really close to me knows how much she means to me. I have her tatted across my heart because that's my baby. That's my everything. And, even before, finding out that my grandmother, tested positive for it, and she's older, sickly, before that, I took it serious. I quarantined, I got my supplies up, I did everything that I needed to do. I tried to beat it into my friends and family and her head that, to watch out for it and to be extra careful. But it happened. It hit home. It hit the front door. And, at the point I found out, travel bans, then you don't want to jeopardize yourself and your health I'm on the West Coast, my grandmother is in Connecticut, you don't want to jeopardize Connecticut, which is on the East Coast. You don't want to jeopardize your health traveling from Los Angeles to Connecticut, possibly contracting, the Rona, and, going around her, trying to help her either making it worse or, exposing other people to it or catching it along the way. It was devastating for me, especially, not wishing that on anyone else, but my grandmother means so much to me, and, she's my everything, she made me the man I am today. And, she is the person who makes me want to be a better man. So I can, do for her because she's done so much for me. And she means a lot to me. And I feel like that was the closest it can get for me, as my grandma. And just not being able to be there, like I said earlier, people are dying alone because they can't have their family there because of, exposure or, whatever. And just not being there for her. I'm going to switch to the Hennessy. I knew this would, kind of get to me, but I wanted to get this out because not only I might have to deal with it hitting close to home, like with this virus spreading rapidly, you know, I don't know, you know, you never know who might, you know, who you might get a phone call about or see a post about, you know, passing. I've seen tons of friends posting, other family members posting, you know, about their friends and their families passing, or, you know, their friends or families, friends are passing. And it's just like, I feel like every day up and down my timeline media, on my social media timeline, you know, there's someone else, you know, succumbing to this COVID-19 pandemic virus, you know. But it hurts so bad to not be able to run to her and do whatever I can, you know what I mean? Make her some tea or orange pills. And she's so hard-headed, you know. She's, you know, she's doing all right as of right now. You know, I can kind of tell she's, you know, winded, and, you know, it takes a lot out of her. She's tired. She doesn't really have an appetite, you know. You know, I have a lot of family who's, you know, looking after her while, you know, I'm here. I also sent her some stuff as soon as I found, you know, oranges, tea, and meats, everything she pretty much needed just so she wouldn't have to go out. You know, I had it, you know, delivered to her. And my cousins, you know, make sure she eats, takes her temperature and stuff like that. And my grandmother is from the deep south. She's stuck in her ways, very, you know, hard-headed. I definitely get it from her. But I'm like, Grandma, you know, make sure you drink your tea all day, throughout the day. You know, take Tylenol every 4 hours. You know, just, you know, please make sure you stay hydrated. She's like, I don't have an appetite. Try to eat something, soup. You know, my cousin, she brought you soup. Eat the soup, you know. And, you know, those oranges that you got, you know, just put it in your tea, you know. And she was like, I'm not eating no damn orange pills. And I'm like, Grandma, I did not tell you to eat the orange pills. I told you to put it in your tea. You know, there's a lot of vitamin C within the pill, the orange pills. And she's like, oh, bust out laughing. But I just want to be there, you know, and this is really, it's really bothering me that I can't, you know. And I just hope and pray that this is over soon, you know, because I don't know how much more I can take of not being able to be there with my grandma, you know, in this time. And also I don't want no more knocks at my door about any friends and other family members. I also do have another family member, a cousin of mine, who also tested positive of the virus. And it's just like, I can't, you know. But again, I just continue to meditate and I continue to pray, you know, to just get us through. And I do believe, I do believe that, you know, through prayer, we will get through this soon. Everyone just needs to pray, you know. There have been, Wuhan, China, which they say where it originally started, they have went days without, you know, any new cases, which is good, which I feel like is hope for us. Another thing, I feel like this thing could have been avoided also, or not avoided, but contained quicker if we had a better leader in office. I think that's another big reason why this pandemic is spreading like wildfire, because we don't have the right leadership in office at the time. I absolutely despise hearing Donald Trump on the TV talk about this topic because he talks as if he knows what we, the people, are going through, and how The hospitals don't have enough equipment, and people are dying at rapid rates. He's not out in the field seeing it and experiencing it for himself. You know, he's speaking from a pedestal, and he's not looking deeper into the communities to see what's really going on and see how it really is affecting the people around the world, not just the United States, but this is happening everywhere. And I feel like if we had better leadership in office, I'm not going to say no names, but our last president, you know, amazing president, had a pandemic team set in place for things like this, and this man literally fired a whole team who was set up for things like this, you know? So that just goes to show you that he's not for us, you know? That's another thing. Vote, please, if you can. But this thing is tragic, but I know that we will get through this. Wash your hands, stay home, pray. Yeah.